The ideal morning routine, the question of how to get our day started in a way that allows us to become our best selves, is something that continues to mystify all of us. But in my humble opinion, the answer is an amazing breakfast. But if you frequently find yourself running out of breakfast ideas and having the same plain bowl of porridge that makes the idea of breakfast rather unappealing, don't panic, because I'm here to help you out. Today I am sharing 3 amazing savory vegan breakfast ideas. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe to my channel in order to keep up with any future uploads. I mean, why would you want to keep up with the Kardashians when you can keep up with Maria the vegan girl instead? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these recipes, and also follow me on my Instagram, which is going to be on the screen and in the description box below. Savory breakfast happens to be quite underrated, but it's actually my favorite way to start the morning, because when done correctly, savory breakfast can be super comforting and satisfying and cozy and just all round amazing. And the 3 recipes that I am sharing today are my absolute go-to. All of these are vegan as always, gluten-free, super easy and delicious every time. Before I manage to ramble on about the amazingness of savory breakfast any longer, let's just jump straight into our very first recipe. Okay, so to get started with our oat and tofu vegan egg muffins, we are simply going to add all of the ingredients to a mixing bowl, starting with some crumbled up extra firm tofu, gluten-free oats, nutritional yeast. In here I have curry powder, turmeric and cumin, chickpea flour, plant-based milk, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, a flax egg, and just mix all of that together really well. Next I'm going to add some kale and a chopped red onion, and then just season it with some sea salt, and then stir everything together once again. Okay, so as you can see, I've transferred the batter to a muffin tray, and now I am just going to pop these in the oven. So this is what they look like after 15 minutes in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit. These make the perfect quick and easy breakfast that's also ideal for meal prep, and these are freezer friendly and taste absolutely on point. So next up we are going to make buckwheat crepes with mushrooms, and to start we're going to mix the buckwheat ingredients, starting with buckwheat flour, followed by ground flax seeds, salt, coconut sugar, and simply whisk all of that together. Then we are going to add some plant-based milk, and once again whisk it until it's well combined and there are no lumps remaining. So we are going to use around half a cup of the batter per crepe, and just simply transfer that to the frying pan. Make sure that it's nice and spread out. Once it looks nice and crispy around the edges and you can see bubbles starting to form on the surface, that's when we are going to flip very carefully, and I am bad at doing this, so I do apologize if I fail miserably. And just give it around 30 seconds more to cook through fully. Okay, so the next step is making the creamy mushroom filling for the crepes, and the first step is to add an onion to a frying pan and saute that for a couple of minutes to allow it to soften. Once those have started to brown and soften up a little bit, we are going to add some chestnut mushrooms and do the same thing, just cook them down until they begin to basically shrink and get nice and golden. Once they have kind of reached this stage, we are going to add some plant-based milk. Then in here I have cumin, cornstarch and garlic granules. And finally a splash of tamari is going to finish everything off quite nicely. Next up we have a breakfast sweet potato burrito bowl, and the starting point is going to be roasting the sweet potato. I'm just going to transfer the sweet potato to an oven-proof baking dish, drizzle it with some maple syrup, and then finally season rather generously with sea salt, and then simply toss all of that together. And you need to roast this for around 15 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. Make sure not to overdo it because the pieces are quite small and it's going to be very easy for them to get burned. Next up we are going to make some easy smoky jackfruit to serve as part of our burrito bowl. To begin with, I am going to add a red onion to a frying pan. Just allow that to soften for a couple of minutes. Next I have some jackfruit which I just pulled apart using a fork. And in here I have some sea salt, some smoked paprika and garlic granules. And I'm just going to cook that for a couple of minutes to allow the jackfruit to essentially absorb the flavour of the spices a little bit. Now I am adding some chopped canned tomatoes, tomato paste, and finally a little bit of plant-based milk. And basically you want to cook this for around 8 to 10 minutes and just stir it very frequently and keep the heat to around a low-medium temperature. And you can use this time while it's simmering away to start preparing your black beans, which are an essential component of any burrito bowl type of creation. Okay, and making these beans is incredibly easy and the flavour is always delicious. So add a chopped or minced clove of garlic to a frying pan and then follow it up with the beans, tamari, nutritional yeast, apple cider vinegar and the juice of a lemon. And this does not require a lot of cooking time at all. 4 or 5 minutes is usually sufficient, and while you're stirring it together you just want to sort of press down the beans to basically make a refried bean texture. So this is what the beans should look like after you allow them to cook down for around 5 or so minutes. Okay, and that's it from me for today. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and remember, if you try any of these recipes out, either send me a DM on Instagram or tag me in your recreation. I really love seeing those. I hope the rest of your day is absolutely on point, and I will see you in my next video.